Have you ever been to an online course where the first moment you got on the Zoom call and you knew you were in trouble? That the course and the live sessions would be a total nightmare? Well, maybe not as bad, but generally speaking, it's very hard to have those crazy life experiences that make you go, wow, what just happened? My name is Kavan and I run Small School. And today I'm going to show you how you can run amazing life experiences as part of your course because I was totally inspired by one that I was part of. All right, so to give you a bit more context, what is this course that got me so inspired? It's a course called Ultraspeaking. So I was lucky enough that back in April 2024, yeah, it's a while ago, because I want to let the feeling and learning sink in. And honestly speaking, if you're watching this, you might be thinking this is promotion for them. They actually invite me to the creator cohort, but they say if you enjoy the experience, then you can create content to talk about it, but it's not a required thing. So I'm doing this because I feel like there's just some learnings we can all learn from. I was excited about the course because it's about public speaking. I don't know too much about public speaking, but I guess it's around, presenting better, have more confidence, be a quick thinker, impromptu kind of skills. Seriously, it was one of the best experience I've ever had. So that's why I'm making this video. All right, so let's come back here so that I can share the first tip with you. So, I got into that first live session with no expectation. I thought it would just be, okay, a quick intro because we're all creators. And then someone would put up a slide and then start presenting, doing some boring lectures, and then, of course, public speaking. So we are going to practice. But boy, no, that was not what happened. There was a quick round of intro for sure. I think we spent 10, 15 minutes on that. Then quickly, the teacher, the facilitator started talking. And I was really surprised that no slides has ever been pulled out. So usually, we want something for our students to look at. So then, we're just doing the narration. I realized the power of having no slides is that you just pay attention to what the teacher is saying. And you're just looking at all these faces on the screen. And that's quite powerful. You can actually get their attention by having no slides. So what that means to you is I feel like a lot of us feel like a virtual class means that you always have to be presenting. But I feel like now you don't have to. You can just allow some room for your attendees, your students to talk and chat. And maybe you can even take a back seat and become a facilitator. And this way you can have their attention better and you can create amazing exchange between you and your students and among the students as well. All right, then after a bit of chit-chatting, listening to the teacher with no slides, then we jump right into exercises. I mean, it's a public speaking course, so I do expect some live practice, but I didn't expect it to be this way, so I want to show it to you here. So what they have is this rapid fire autocomplete. Yeah, I feel like rapid fire would be a better name, but then we pull up this and say single player. The first person would go and you have 5 seconds and you're going to do 8 rounds, something like that. And then you just start. And basically, you have 5 seconds to read this. Carpet is unfair because blah, blah, blah. And then buying coffee is disturbing because blah, 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 blah. So you can see 5 seconds is really quick. By the time I finish the sentence, I have 2 seconds left. So you can tell that I was quite paranoid, anxious for the whole time. But it got better. And I think the whole practice is meant for don't think too much about your answer because we are always trying to package how we say things. But this really helps us okay, whatever you think about, just say it. Just be okay with it. That's also my biggest takeaway from this course. Learn to accept who you are. So for example, you're not a native speaker, that's okay. If you have an accent, that's okay. If you're saying things that are not perfect, that's okay because that's how we talk. So I think that's really an amazing takeaway. So what that means to you is, I'm going to click around as I talk about this, is that, learning should be fun. This is really fun. I'm impressed. There's so many games here that you can play. And I guess it doesn't seem like we're learning. It seems like we're just playing games, but then we're leveling up on this one important skills. So for your course, right, you can do something fun. You can mix it up. I still remember for my Building Public Mastery live cohort, for the orientation, the first live session, I had this exercise like for 15 minutes where we break the groups into 3, and then I asked them, hey, your job now is to create the dumbest business and then pitch it to us. That really warms people up, get them to open up, and now they have the right expectation and the right mindset to go into the rest of the live sessions, and that's pretty powerful. So we actually broke out into breakout groups of 3, and then each of us took turns to play the game. And what amazed me the next is the facilitator would ask, hey, Kevon, you just went, so how do you feel about this experience? And then I would go on and say, it was hard. I was so nervous. I don't think I did a good job, blah, blah, blah. And then he would go on and say, hey, what about you too? Like, you just listened to Kevon. What's your reaction? And the 2 other participants would say, hey, Kevon, I think you were doing a great job. I mean, there were always something that you missed, but it doesn't matter. Like, overall, you came across as really confident and you just go with the flow. That's amazing. This exchange of perspectives really boosts my self-confidence. Like, I can do it. I can really nail this. And then the next round we have a bit more confidence to do better. And of course, like with practice, we actually did better and better, every single one person. And what this means to you is that, even though you're the one creating and running the course, you don't have to be the only one giving all the feedback. A lot of times when you run a live course, it's about facilitating because you have a group of students. So you just need to create an environment so then they are happy to open up, and then you get them to give each other feedback. That is teaching and learning as well. So for the longest time, I was the one who think, I'm running this course. I need to turn everyone into Kevon. I'm the only one who has all the responsibility to give feedback. Oh my God, that was such a big burden. And now that you know this, maybe give it a try. So why did I create this video to share this with you? And that's because, after creating a lot of courses and books, you can see a bunch here, I do realize that part of the fun about teaching and then sharing with your students and letting people hang out is that you get that personal connection with them. So I do have this live course called Building Public Mastery. So if you are only building video courses, if you're only writing articles, making YouTube videos, I do encourage you to add some live workshop, live classes experience to your mix, because I think that can grow your business to the next level. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel and then follow me, because if you want to be a world-class creator educator, this is not something that you want to miss.